Welcome back, students. In the previous video we have understood about purchase and sales, and this is the time to do the practical. Okay, so I'm going for this. So the first step, if you want to do any purchase of a trading item, is to do the purchase order, and the shortcut for this is Alt F4. So I'm going here and going for the voucher. There it is. Okay, in the voucher I need to press Alt F4. Okay, so purchase order is coming. So the first thing it's asking for is the party account name. Again, it's a ledger, so if you want to create it here only, so you need to press Alt C, and here you will have to give the details. So I'm giving the party name, so let's say I'm giving Ram. Under it is very important, the group need to be assigned, and if I'm making a purchase from the party, so that is definitely a sundry creditors. Okay, here the state is very important because right now it's when GST is getting implemented, if it's within the state then different kind of taxation, and if it is outside the state then again that is an integrated GST. But here we are not doing any taxations, so however I'm keeping it Uttar Pradesh, and I'm going ahead. Apart from this, I'm not making any further changes. Whatever is the detail, I'm keeping it as it is. Here it's asking for the order number. By default it's coming 1. You may keep it 1. In the company generally they have the order number, and they provide the reference about that how you can type the order number. Let's say I'm typing ORD1. This is the first order. Now you need to give the purchase ledger. You need to create a ledger for the purchase, and that's going to be with the name of purchase only. So again press Alt C and give the name purchase. It's going to be under purchase account. The rest no need to give the details. Okay, here I have given the purchase ledger, and this is a common allocation of for all the items. Look, when we create this ledger, this is the purchase ledger, it showcases the nature of it, whether VAT is going to be implemented, and if VAT is going to be implemented 4% of VAT, or let's say 12% of VAT, or even if GST is getting implemented, so what kind of taxation is going to be implemented. But here it's a common allocation. This means whatever percentage I am going to give here in the purchase part, that common allocation is going to be allotted to all the items, whatever items those are. But here again we are not doing it for taxation, so we have not mentioned anything about the tax details. We are just focusing upon the purchase order. So I have simply created the purchase, and here next we need to create the name. Now the cursor is at the name, and we need to give the stock item name. So Alt C once again, and previous to previous video we have learned about the inventory info, where we have learned how we can create a stock item, and instantly we are creating it right now by pressing Alt C. So stock item is shirt. You need to give the other details like under and category, but it's not compulsory here. The only compulsory component is the units, that how this shirt is going to be measured. So it is in pieces, so Alt C once again, and symbol I am doing it pieces. Font name is going to be pieces. Giving pieces or giving the units of measurement is very important, because the only thing we have learned in the previous video, that the only thing which is required while processing the purchase order is the stock, is the quantity. So if you have not mentioned how it is being measured, so definitely it will not ask for the quantity, and without which we will not be able to process the purchase order. The rest no need to give. Go down of course need to be given, it's coming any. However I am doing Alt C once again and giving the location as Delhi. Overall quantity for the purchase order is 1200 I am giving. The rate should not be mentioned, and go ahead. save the changes. It's asking for accept yes or no. Yes. Okay, so the first step has been done, which is the purchase order of 1200 shirts. Now the next step is the receipt note, which is just to confirm the purchase order. So the purchase order was of 1200 pieces shirt, and I'm going to confirm this. The shortcut for this is Alt F9. So I'm going to tally and I'm pressing Alt F9. The reference number need to be given. You may give any reference number. Generally in company there is a trend or a series that you need to follow, but here I can give whatever I want to. So reference I have given reference 12. Party account name, I will need to do the selection of the party name which you have given at the time of purchase order. So you may see here it's coming Ram. So I have selected this, and from that particular party you may have processed many purchase order, so you need to select the purchase order which need to be confirmed. So I am selecting this one, ORD1, the previous one, and no need to give any other details, just keep on pressing enter. Reference number is correct, and go ahead and save the changes. Now the purchase order is being confirmed in this particular step, which is the receipt note. The next step is the rejection out. This is not a compulsory step, but let's say out of 1200 I want to reject 150 because that is not being required now. So I need to do this with the help of rejection out, and the shortcut for this is Alt F6. So going to tally and press Alt F6. The first thing you need to give the party name, so I'm giving the party name. Then the name of the item, which is shirt, so S, and shirt is coming, so I have selected this. Then you need to do the selection of the reference number, which we have done in the receipt note. So this is the reference number REF12, so do the selection of this. Here you need to mention the quantity which you want to reject, so I am mentioning 150. Again, no need to mention the rate, and go ahead and save the changes. Now the remaining item is going to be 1050 because out of 1200 we have rejected 150, and for those 1050 items we need to process the purchase bill, which the shortcut is F9. So now the last step is to do, not the last step, the compulsory last step we must say is the purchase, to generate the purchase bill of the remaining item, which is 1050. So we need to press F9. So here it is, supply invoice number, whatever number you want to give. Again, in a company there may be a trend or series that you need to follow, but here it's not compulsory. Then the party account name, which is Ram, so I am selecting Ram. Then the reference number which has been generated at the time of receipt note, so this is the reference number REF12, so do the selection of this. If there is lots of order number, all those options will come. There was only one order number, so that has been confirmed automatically, and just keep on doing the entry. Okay, so shirt 1050, and for the first time you need to mention the rate. So for 1050 items, let's say rate per shirt is 200 rupees. So overall it's 2,10,000, and go ahead and save the changes. That's it. And now the last step. The last step in this is debit note or purchase return. Again, not a compulsory step. If let's say you have made a purchase and you have got the material as well, but out of those 1050 shirts, 50 shirts are not in a good shape, or they are damaged, so you want to return that. So you need to do this with the help of debit note or purchase return. Shortcut to this is Ctrl F9. So I'm going here and press Ctrl F9. So debit note, give the invoice number and give the party account name. So I'm giving the party name, which is Ram, and don't give the tracking number, no need to give anything. In the order number you need to select the order number ORD1 and go ahead. Don't be confused with the original invoice number. The invoice number at the time of bookkeeping, or when you do the manual entries, or you have the invoice copy. So that's the invoice copy it's asking for actually. I have given whatever I want to, and you may go ahead with the invoice number which is there in your invoice copy. Okay, so here is shirt, and it's asking for how much of quantity you want to return, so I'm mentioning 50. No need to give the rate once again. Go ahead and save the changes. That's it. So 12 out of 1200 purchase order we have processed. First time, at the time of rejection out, we have rejected 150 items, and in the last step, debit note, we have returned 50 damaged shirt also. So in our stock we need to have 1000 shirts, so let's go ahead and check. So here it is, gateway of Tally. In order to get out from anywhere, you need to press escape, and I'm going for stock summary. You may see here 1000 pieces of shirt is there. Per piece cost is 210 rupees and total costing is 2,10,000. The next thing that we need to do is to do the